welcome to the finals of the 2015 Infinity Games X-Wing League. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Evan.
So we've got Tom Damin on the left and Troy Thornton on the right.
So Tom's flying a list he's quite familiar with. He's been playing it casually against several regulars. I have not been able to defeat it yet. So he's got Omicron Group Pilot with Emperor Palpatine, Soontir with Push the Limit, Royal Guard TIE, Tidal, Autothrusters and Stealth Device modifications, and Darth Vader with Veteran Instincts, Engine Upgrade, the TIE X1 Tidal, and the new Advanced Targeting Computer.
And Troy is flying Lieutenant Colzet with the TIE X1 Tidal and Fire Control System. He's got a Phantom with Echo, Veteran Instincts, Rebel Captive, Advanced Cloaking Device and Sensor Jammer. And he is also flying a Darth Vader, but he's got Lightning Reflexes, Engine Upgrade, TIE X1 Tidal and Advanced Targeting Computer.
So very interesting matchup. I played off against Troy in the top 4, and Troy wipes the table with that list against me.
Okay, and there's the handshake, and we're ready to kick this off.
Should be a good match.
Okay, so Tom's starting off with Omicron Group Pilot on the shuttle. And so what's the deal with the Emperor Palpatine shuttle?
So, I mean, it's really just a delivery system, a bunch of shields and hull to protect your ability to modify a single die every round. The shuttle's cheap. The Emperor's 8 points. So it's just quite a pricey crew member, but incredibly valuable, especially in this list. That ability to just change a die whenever you want can mean the difference between life and death.
Okay, so Troy's Cloaking with Echo.
And he's got Darth and Colzet heading towards the shuttle. It's always a bit difficult when facing off against a Palpmobile list as to whether you go guns blazing for the shuttle to get rid of that, or maybe try something else. He's outside the target lock range there, unfortunately.
So why would you choose to go for the shuttle first over, say, going for the smaller ships?
Well, in my personal experience, when Tom's able to modify a die every round, it can get incredibly annoying. You line up your ships, you get a shot off at him, get some good shots off at him, and just at that critical moment, he can just go, Palpatine that into an evade.
So Palpatine can just turn any dice result into whatever you like once per round.
It has to be a die roll that the person that's flying Palpatine rolls.
Right.
So they can't modify their opponent's dice. And
now, both Tom and Troy are running Darth Vader. Slightly different makeups of their builds here. Tom's taken Veteran Instincts, and
Tom loves VI Vader. Absolutely loves him. Gets to move last and shoot first in almost all circumstances. And he's got his Vader and Soontir lining up on that Echo already.
Okay, so we've got Darth Vader. We've got Tom's Darth Vader firing on Echo.
What's that?
I'm assuming on Echo.
Yeah.
So hit and a focus.
Now,
Palpatine that?
Troy's Echo is running Sensor Jammer, so he can switch one of those hits to a focus. That die cannot be re-rolled, but if you've got a focus token, you can still flip it over to a hit. Troy's Echo is also running Rebel Captive, so Tom's Vader is going to get stressed from this attack.
So Sense Jam has changed us to 2 focus. So change that 1 hit to a focus. Did Tom's Darth have focus?
Tom's Darth did not have a focus, but he does have the advanced targeting computer, so he can add a critical to that result. And it looks like Tom was contemplating using Palpatine there, but decided not to. And Troy just gets the evade he needs to keep Echo undamaged.
So what do you do there if you're playing? Do you Palpatine that shot? Or save it for later?
Well, he wasn't getting shot at, and Vader's was an unmodified attack. So, I mean, in hindsight, I probably would have Palpatine that.
So he's used Palpatine here on Soontir's attack to
Yep.
add a crit to his 2 hits.
And
Troy's safe with 3 evade.
well, I think there was 4 there.
That's the great thing with the cloaked Phantom. They roll so many dice.
And he is out of
Out of
range of the
range.
shuttle. That barrel roll did not take him close enough.
Ever so slightly closer.
So everybody's had their shots, and we're going back to the dials. We've edited that out. So they've set the dials, ready to move again.
And Tom is swinging the shuttle away.
So is this generally what you do with the Palpatine shuttle? Just keep it out of harm's reach?
He probably could have swung around the rock, but it's got minimal agility. Got 2 TIE Advance gunning down on it. Yeah, I probably would have swung away as well.
Sure. And the Emperor's ability can be used from anywhere on the field, so
It
you
is
don't need
not
to be in the
range
thick of it.
dependent. But it looks like Troy has decided to not gun after the shuttle and swing into the melee.
So has he changed tactics there? Do you think he was originally planning to take that shuttle down first?
I mean, that's what it looked like. He was running full steam ahead of it.
Now, Troy's forgotten to decloak at the start of the round, so it's supposed to happen before...
Before dials are
activation.
revealed. Yeah. But we're a pretty easygoing bunch down here. I
Yeah.
mean, it's in this sort of circumstances, him cloaking later on in the turn hasn't really changed anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like his Echo is going to be well out of position there.
We find that in a lot of X-Wing circles as well. I think it's quite a casual game. Usually your opponents are quite willing to forgive a little mistake here or there.
Yeah. I mean, especially when, you can get your ships sliding all over the table a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably the clumsiest player. I know.
And yep, so here Troy's Vader has swung into the fight as well.
Taking the target lock on Tom's Vader.
Yep. And it looks like Colzet target locked fell. Now that's interesting. Normally you'd sort of... The TIE Advance has only got 2 attack dice each, so it's kind of interesting that Troy hasn't decided to focus on Fell or Vader. He's sort of split there. You'd want to focus your fire. And I don't know if that was luck or skill, but that's an amazing, amazing position for Tom's Fell to end up in.
1 more millimetre and that would have been a bump.
Yep. And he'll probably focus evade here.
So when you say focus evade, tell me about Soontir Fell.
So when Soontir Fell receives a stress token, he gets a focus token. So that's not a focus action, he just gets a focus token. And Tom's running the standard Fell build with push the limit. So he can focus or evade, push the limit to take the other action, gets the stress token from pushing the limit, and thus gets an extra focus token.
It's just amazing action economy.
Yep.
That's why it's so popular.
And Darth has swung into Echo. Is Tom reading Troy's mind?
So this is range 1 on Echo.
Jammer, yep. He takes a stress though.
Can't use sensor jammer because that only works on a hit.
And he's added a crit for the advanced target computer and spent his focus to turn those eyeballs into hits as well.
Echo uncloaked. He's
And
lost both his shields.
Troy has spent his focus token to prevent Echo from being taken out in the single hit.
So Soontir firing on Echo now. Range 1, 4 dice.
2 hits and a crit, but
Now-
they're going to re-roll one because that's cocked.
So, turn the heat sensor jammer. And then I just go like that.
I
So
mean, there's
sensor
power.
jammer doing nothing while he has a focus to
Yeah.
turn them all to hits.
Yeah, I mean, that's as powerful as Sensor Jammer can be. When you've got a focus token, it basically negates Sensor Jammer's power. And that is Echo dead.
Oh, sorry.
And he's, just to add insult to injury, he's taken the direct hit as his crit. So he is well and truly dead.
Or at least that's one less direct hit in his leftover in his deck there to go on a tie advance maybe later on.
Silver linings. Okay, so Troy's getting a shot now with his Darth Vader. Firing on Tom's. He's rolled a crit. Did he have a focus?
No, I believe he boosted and target locked.
Now, so what's happened here with his target lock? Is that the advanced targeting computer?
Yeah, Troy's Darth Vader's running the advanced targeting computer, and Tom has rolled 3 evades.
So Lieutenant Colzet gets a shot. Just trying to decide on his target here. Vader. Two hits. 2 evades. So tell me about Lieutenant Colzet. I haven't faced him in a game before. What's his ability?
So Lieutenant Colzet, if you have a target lock on your target and they've got some 1 or more damage cards, at the end of the combat phase you can spend your target lock to flip a random damage card face up. So basically you can turn an ordinary damage into a crit.
So
I used
Shuttle's done a green move to clear his stress.
Yeah. I used it once or twice against Troy in my previous game.
So that's Colzet moving in there.
Looks like Colzet used his fire control systems to shift his target lock to Vader. And so Troy's doing a hard 2 with his Vader.
His Vader.
Hey,
So Troy has initiative. So his pilot skill Darth Vader, pilot skill 9 Darth Vader's moving.
And
before
Troy's
Soontir
popped
fell.
lightning reflexes. So that's when you perform a white or a green maneuver, you can then rotate your ship 180 degrees and then receive a stress token.
Right. It's a bit like a emergency K-turn on the end of whatever move you've done. Once per game.
Once per game. Yeah, he'll quite likely barrel roll and boost
really don't.
out of Lieutenant Colzet's firing arc there. Yeah, Interceptor's got 3 agility, but they have no shields.
And I don't think I'm getting a shot on you. I'm going to try and boost forward.
And yeah, so there's the barrel roll on the boost.
Towards me.
So anytime you can just avoid being hit and position your ship where it can take a shot and it's not going to get hit itself is ideal.
And he still gets the focus token from the stress from pushing the limit.
Comparatively,
I mean, being able to modify dice is... I mean, that's the powerful aspect of the game. If you can modify the dice, you can win. When you're rolling unmodified dice, you're just putting your luck in the dice gods.
I'm going to...
So Tom's Darth has done a 3 straight, which is a green. Get rid of that stress from killing Echo and the rebel captive.
So why is Darth Vader so popular these days? I think the TIE Advance for so long was relatively unused, unseen on the battlefield.
The new title is amazing. Being able to add a crit to whatever you roll. And Darth, while the TIE Advance wasn't flown much, when it was flown it was Darth Vader. Being able to perform 2 actions a turn. Especially, you give him engine upgrade, and while he's not as manoeuvrable as an interceptor, with his high pilot skill, he can, and 2 actions, he can dodge and boost.
Troy's Darth's rolled a hit and a crit against Soontir fell. 1 evade. Palpatine adds another
That's,
one. Your case in point.
Yep.
Ability to modify the dice.
Sometimes you just want to reach across the table and strangle Tom. And Colzet on Vader.
1 crit. Nothing else to be done.
And
Target lock.
well, Lieutenant Colzet's running fire control systems, so you'd be silly not to, and that's what Troy has done, hitting a crit.
He had an evade token, so he's safe there.
and fire control system kicks in, and Colzet's still got that target lock.
So fire control system is after you...
After you've performed an attack, you may acquire a target lock on the person that you shot.
Any setup that gives you a free action is really key to this game, isn't it? Action economy.
Yeah, I still enjoy flying 4 B-wings, each with fire control system.
Just in range.
So the
Taking a
shuttle's
target lock
tunnel.
on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Shuttle's managed to keep out of this fight for the whole game so far.
Yeah. Tom's going to start trying to turn that shuttle around. Yeah, that's what he's setting up for. So Lieutenant Colzet's banked in.
Taking a focus.
Yeah, but without being able to boost, I think Colzet's going to be out of the game there. Darth's done a 1 bank to remove that stress. TIE Advance doesn't have a huge amount of options for stress removal.
Whereas the Interceptor's just about half its dial, right?
Although it can get a little bit predictable. Tom will quite likely do a green hard 2 there.
Taking the focus.
Some of the guys in the league have been running the new TIE Mark II upgrade on their interceptors to give them more green options, make them less predictable as to where they're going to end up. With some success. The only problem is that means you lose stealth device or autothrusters or targeting computer, depending on which flavour of interceptor you want to run.
So Soontir's done a boost and a barrel roll. We'll give him that stress, which gives him a focus.
And he'll get a nice range run shot on Lieutenant Colzet.
I feel he's not long for this world.
And Tom's getting his Vader out of dodge. Boost and barrel roll just to get that a little bit further away.
I'm safely away from the fight.
And I think it's a safe bet that Tom will do a K turn with his Vader next round.
Soontir fell firing on Colzet.
Alright.
Oh, it's quite a roll. So hit, 2 crits and a focus.
And he's holding on to his focus token and palpatining that eyeball into a crit. He really wants to get some damage through. And Troy has blanked out.
So it was 3 crits and a hit. So shields are gone.
And 2 crits through on Colzet.
We have thrust control fire, so add a stress and flip the card face down. Calls it now on 1 hull.
Immediately roll an attack die on a hit result, suffer 1 damage.
Just
Minor explosion. Roll a dice. On a hit, suffer 1 damage. That is Colzet out. 1 shot.
1 shot killed.
wow.
Yes.
He's been the beast.
Troy is now down to Darth Vader only.
Tom's still
That's not pretty.
to take a scratch on his paint. Okay, so we're going back to the dials. Shuttle's swinging around.
He is. He is definitely.
That shuttle is so close to getting back into the fight.
That's a lot to deal with.
It is, but I mean, Vader behind
With the
us-
shuttle,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
unmanoeuvrable. Once it gets out of the fight, it takes a while to swing back around.
Well, Tom Shuttles hasn't been in the fight at all so far this game. He's just sort of meandered its way across the board.
I know. In my
And Darth
previous
is
game
swinging
against the
around.
Russians, like the exact same pain that
Yeah,
I,
it's
that I felt. Very difficult.
And
My 1 point initiative bid actually.
what's he gonna
got
do?
A break on initiative, which is pretty crazy.
Target lock fell
Switching his target lock.
on the off chance.
And I would focus or evade. He's barrel rolling. I don't know if that was the best move to make there.
So what is he attempting to do here with this barrel roll? Soontir fell so manoeuvrable.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't really have expected Soontir to be moving that far. And Tom is doing his green hard 2 again with Soontir away.
I guess wrong.
So what does Tom do here? Just get out
Tom
of the arc?
will, yeah. Oh, he's not. I don't even think
He's not in
the arc
Vader's arc?
anyway.
He's out, yep.
But
Just
he
checked
may
that.
want to still reposition for next round.
Yep, that's right. It's taking a boost.
Yep.
Boost to the right.
Okay.
And what do you reckon, a barrel roll or
Nah, he'll just stay there.
stay there?
Yeah, he won't want to stress himself, because if he's stressed, removes options from his dial.
Right.
He's out of firing arc. He's safe. Then he's got his entire dial open to him. He could even do a K turn if he wanted to next turn.
Okay, turn a hard
I
one.
don't know. Untimed game.
Okay,
I
you're right.
just-
Darth Vader's done a K turn.
Conservative, really, I don't know.
Ready to come back into the fight. So no firing on that round. Everyone was out of arc. So we're back to the dials.
And now
Shuttle might finally have a shot on someone this
Yep.
round.
Tom's Vader is pointing in the right direction. Tom's shuttle is pointing in the right direction and has got that target lock on Vader. And if he does a K turn with Soontir fell, he'll have
And by the night.
all of his guns pointing at Troy's Vader.
Vader takes a hard right.
Gunning for
Right
that.
in the line of that shuttle.
Yeah. Troy's
I don't think there's
gunning for
anything you can
fell.
do to get out of that shuttle's arc. Barrel roll to the right could potentially get him out of range
Out of
3.
range.
Is it enough? And a boost. Might put him back into range 3.
He's trying to get a good shot on fell.
Should actually be pretty good.
But
I've done
Soontir
what
fell
no
can just
interceptor ever does.
bounce around wherever he likes.
And Tom is doing a K turn. Now, because of Fell's ability, a K turn's not as crazy as it seems because he still gets that focus token.
That's right.
Plus, Tom's still got Palp on the board, so he can just modify an evade die if things don't go his way.
So he doesn't get that big pile of tokens
Like a 3 straight game.
he'd normally been getting, but a focus and a Palpatine is pretty much going to deal with
Yeah,
anything Vader
he
rolls.
doesn't need a pile of tokens. And there we go. All the guns are pointing towards Troy's Vader.
And I will.
Do you think he's within the shuttle's range 3 there?
I reckon he would
We'll
be.
find out soon.
Alright, so my Vader. Range 3.
Okay, Tom's Vader shooting on Troy's
Yeah,
Vader.
1 hit. And adding a crit.
Hitting a
That's
crit from
ATC.
Advanced Targeting Computer.
Oh, come on.
Blanked
And-
again.
Wow.
So was that one hitting the crit?
Yeah, so just his shields.
Wow.
Vader is shieldless.
Okay.
Now, why does Vader get 4
Into your range 2.
dice on that roll?
That would be range 3.
Range 3.
Hang
Oh, that was Vader. Sorry, I thought it was Soontir. So Soontir firing on Vader.
Yeah, so Soontir is now firing on Troy's Vader.
Wow.
on. Okay.
Because Troy barrel rolled and boosted, his Vader
No
had
focus.
no focus tokens, no evade tokens.
Down to 1 hull.
Shots.
Yep.
Alright, Vader gets a shot.
So on Soontir.
Can he make a scratch on Soontir? Again, with Palpatine still ready.
And blank and an eyeball.
Once again, no focus on Vader.
Yeah.
Nothing he can do about that.
Yep.
Did he have the target lock?
He has a target lock on
And the shuttle.
on Fell.
So I think he's added the crit, but
Yeah.
evaded. And here we go. Can the shuttle finish the job? 2 hits and a crit. I don't think there's anything you can do about that.
Let's see what Troy rolls.
You got it.
Oh, triple evade.
He's done it.
Nice.
Far out.
Vader is still in the fight.
I could have sworn he was gone in that round.
Yeah. Shuttle doing a one of the very, very few green manoeuvres available to it.
Takes the focus.
Shuttle still has a target lock on Troy's Vader as well.
What do you do if you're Troy here? Can he get
I
out of this
think
position?
You should do anything but that.
He's taking the K turn, which means he's going to have no actions.
And he's in range 1 of the shuttle.
Yeah. So that's quite a sacrifice on Vader to give up both of those actions he would have gotten.
Yeah, if you can get any action denial in on Vader, so, you know, get like multiple stress tokens on him, or put him in a bad position where he's just going to bump, I mean, that pretty much kills any advantage having Vader has.
Soontir's doing a boost, get out of that range 1 shot. And what he'll probably take an evade here.
Each of a die roll.
No, barrel roll? Oh, evade, yeah, he's taking the evade and the focus for
Focus.
the limit.
Yeah.
Alright, I mean, Vader, I reckon I'm Muppeted this one. I reckon he's. Oh no. It's short of a
And is that a bump?
Not quite, I don't think.
Oh,
It's close.
I've already got a.
He didn't bump, which means he can still do a boost or a barrel roll, or both.
I mean, this is just
He's already target locked.
Tom's flying to a T.
So if
He
he
positioned his ships really well. He flies incredibly well. He knows his lists inside and out. And he spins his focus token and advanced
two
target
crits.
computer. And that's all over Red Rover.
All over. 1 goes through.
That's it.
Vader's hull.
Destroyed. Cheers, mate.
That's game. Thanks for watching. This has been
Surprising.
Infinity Games 2015 X-Wing League.
Starting up a next league in January. Hopefully we'll be able to film some more matches and upload them up for people to watch. And yeah, we played Infinity Games in the city in Adelaide, down in South Australia.
All right, so we had 14 players
14
this time
players.
around, hoping to get more players next time, so hope to see you
14
there.
players, 6 rounds, 6 fortnights. Can change up your lists between rounds. It was lots of fun. Can't wait for the next one.
Cool. See you next year.